Vote, vote. Vote for the people who will... You trash can!
Hey folks, my name is Turkey Tom, but you already knew that, didn't you? Or maybe not, I don't know. Jello Apocalypse is another YouTuber that you're likely familiar with as well, sitting at a very comfortable 1.5 million subscribers and raking in millions of views on a number of his videos, mainly those from his trademark series, Welcome To, and the recent update of that series, So This Is Basically, where he pokes fun at certain pieces of media and creates polished, semi-animated videos that I honestly respect a lot. He clearly puts a lot of time into his videos, and I really admire the way that each one of them comes together to make a clean and simple product that just works well for what it is. They have nice drawings, nice editing, nice audio quality, and while they never really make me outright laugh, I still appreciate the humor and I really respect the art that he creates with his skills. That being said, he recently released a video simply titled Vote in reference to the recent US midterm elections that have taken place, and it was very bad.
Vote like your president is a nationalist. Because he is.
Very, 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 very bad, and everything that he has done surrounding the release of this video has also been pretty, not good. To the point where many of the things he made fun of in his Welcome to Tumblr video now apply to him.
Post things that you'll immediately regret the next morning. When you're inevitably confronted by angry mobs of your followers, simply tell them that you lost control of your feels and that you have a debilitating Gold Rush-era disease that prevents you from thinking clearly at night.
Leech! I'd like to take a second to discuss my own political leanings and some background before I talk about the flaws with the video itself. Politics aren't really something that I discuss on this channel, save for one video a while ago that was basically just me saying that they're dumb, and how each time a new administration is put into office, it reverses all of the progress that the last one made for its own party. However, that is all I'll say about this topic. I don't think my opinion should be revered as anything but my own. Whenever I see people on Twitter, YouTube, or elsewhere talk about their political beliefs, I always wonder if they're ranting, looking to reaffirm their opinion in the comment section, or just looking to push their beliefs onto their audience. Fun fact, whenever you state your political beliefs publicly, you lose the chance to work with a lot of people because you blabbed about what you think is right. Jello here thinks that he's right, and after this video, I feel as if a lot of YouTubers won't want to work with him in the future. I don't necessarily agree with the people's decisions to not work with him based on his opinions alone, but considering the way that he communicated them in his video, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost a few career opportunities. Based on his Twitter rant history, Jello clearly leans far left on the political spectrum and is pretty passionate about politics, further illustrated by the video in question. Now, on a base level, there's nothing wrong with being a liberal or Republican, as every party has a few or maybe a bunch of bad eggs. And, at the end of the day, this video isn't really about politics. Well, it sort of is. At least the subject of the video in question is indeed political, but my arguments against Jello don't have anything to do with politics. It's about how arrogant he was to try and force his opinions on others in the way that he did.
This is a message for my American viewers. Vote. Vote, vote, vote.
The first minute or so of his video is, honestly, fine. He doesn't deliver any politically charged methods other than encouraging people to get off their asses and Pokemon Go to the polls. It is not partisan in any way, really. If the video ended here, then I wouldn't have made this response video, and he wouldn't have been made fun of on Twitter by people like Emplemon and Easy Peasy as extensively as he was.
Democracy isn't about waiting for someone else to change things when things are so obviously wrong. Democracy is about waiting for you and your voice.
The real problems come when we reach the 45-second mark in the video, where we see two red men, fetus things, beating a little brown man, fetus thing. And here we have a concerned blue man standing to the side, seemingly concerned for his fellow man. To me, this is a clear message being sent that the assailants are Republican, hence the red color, and the concerned citizen is a Democrat, hence the blue color. And this will become even more clear in a moment.
Don't vote for a color. Don't vote for a party. Vote for the people who will help other people.
Ah yes, the Democratic Party, the only one that's dedicated to helping people, and the Blue Party, the one of violence and discrimination. You see what I'm getting at here?
Don't be afraid to look at our country now and reconsider. There's nothing wrong with having backed the wrong horse. There is something wrong with seeing that horse running towards a cliff and refusing to get off.
And then he goes on to guilt trip any conservatives into thinking that the current state of America and some prominent white nationalists are the result of their vote for Trump, as if non-racist conservatives voting for a seemingly non-racist president are responsible for a few vocal white nationalists, of which there are very few in the United States. Unless he's implying that anyone complicit with Trump's presidency is enabling white nationalism and racism.
Vote like a black man was hanged from a tree for protesting police violence, and police killing black men just for being black. Vote like Jewish people are being gunned down in a synagogue like it's 1939.
Ah, I see, Jello. So now everyone that voted for Donald Trump is responsible for the death of an innocent man, and they are also responsible for a synagogue shooting. Fun fact, the shooting actually had no ties to our current administration, and the shooter was not a supporter of Donald Trump. In fact, according to an article from usatoday.com, a relatively reputable news source, the synagogue shooter indeed hated Trump, and was just a wacko who hated Jewish people as well. Which also goes against a major event that Trump pushed for back in May of 2018, when the United States officially recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel in favor of Jewish people. Because Jerusalem is the home of the Jews. Additionally, according to the New York Times, all of his guns were purchased legally, and he did, in fact, not have a criminal record, showing that the current administration's policy of gun control was effective in preventing anyone who is a previously violent criminal from getting a gun. This guy was simply nuts and could not be stopped.
Vote as though children are being separated from their parents at the border. Vote as though it's your child being separated from you.
Another fun fact about this video is that my best friend Jello did not link any of the sources that he displayed throughout it in the description, instead just taking snapshots of headlines from all the articles he showed. This could mean one of two things. One, he simply wanted to post the article links but forgot, which is unlikely seeing how he remembered to put other links in the description of the video for where you can find polling places near you and where you can do background checks on candidates to vote for. The second option is that he intentionally left the links out of the description to make the articles harder for his viewers to find, so that they cannot fact check any of his opinions to see if he's spreading misinformation. I suppose it's a good thing that I'm here then to do some fucking research and actually do a background check of Jello.
Read about your candidates and vote for the people you can trust. Look up who they really are, and read about what they've really done. You might be surprised.
Which I know he encourages so much of political candidates.
Gunned down in a synagogue like it's 1939.
Yes, it is almost like it's 1939. The difference being that the shootings in 1939 were because of the established government in power in Germany, representing white nationalist beliefs, and the murders and slaughters were committed by the government. That's not what happened here. It was a crazy guy who just wanted to kill Jewish people, who isn't employed by the U.S. government, and actually hates how the U.S. government is running things. So,
Vote like your president is a nationalist, because he is.
I mean, yes, but he's not a white nationalist, not according to the source you gave. It seems that he's simply someone who advocates for political independence for a country, not racial independence for a race. I'm assuming he was getting at him being racist or something with that point, but I just don't see it.
Vote because you love America. Because you know it's broken, and you need to be the one to repair it again.
Which, with that logic, you could say that Jello wants to make America great again. Bazinga! The main issue with this video is the attempt to assert blame to pro-Trump voters for terrible tragedies, and the attempts to force his own political opinions down the throats of those who may disagree. He ascertains that they are responsible for a black man being hanged, a synagogue shooting, the border crisis, and trans people's rights being taken away in the military. I won't pretend to know more about these issues than I do, apart from what I hear in the media, so I'm not going to speak on them thoroughly. But I will say that calling all Trump voters complicit in these tragedies is pretty awful, and it is even more awful to say that if they don't vote Democrats into the House and Senate, then they are supporting the murder of 11 people in that synagogue and the hating of a man. Not only is it ridiculous, but it's completely illogical based on the information that I presented today. And it's a little sickening that you would try to make people feel guilty for events their actions had no fucking bearing on in an effort to support your side. After this video was posted and I saw it, I decided to keep an eye on it with the help of another YouTuber, Daft Pina, who I would like to thank for taking a few screenshots that I used in this video, as well as downloading the video immediately as he quoted saying,
"OMG, this is terrible. I better snag it before he incinerates it. Why do YouTubers force their political opinions down their audience's throats, but then don't stand by them when people boo their slightly informed ideals?"
And, as he predicted, the video was quickly hidden by Jello himself. Before the video was unlisted from his channel, he also deleted some of the top comments, which were giving dissenting opinions towards him, despite the top comment that he pinned and left on the video, encouraging people to comment in an extremely condescending tone, mocking anyone who would choose to argue with his video because, according to him, it will only make him more money. So, either he doesn't really believe what he said in this comment, or he just didn't care, and decided to delete comments that disagreed with him anyway, even deleting a comment made by Sargon of Akkad, who was just making a joke. But maybe he's right. After all, take it from someone who does this for a living. I like how my video about going out and voting made enough people angry that they reported it, so YouTube went, "Ooh, no ads on this," even though there were no ads in the first place. Because why would I monetize a PSA? and the video was re-privatized the night before. So another fun fact for all of you gamers out there, this is actually the email that you receive when your video receives limited ads upon upload. You appeal it, and then YouTube decides to keep their decision. This has nothing to do with people reporting your video, like you claim. It is likely because you used words like,
vote like a black man was hanged from a tree. Vote like the term alt-right, gunned down in a synagogue.
In your video. Here, he is either being extremely dumb and forgot that he had manually appealed the video and has no knowledge of how the YouTube ads and demonetization work, which I highly doubt, seeing how he does this for a living, or he is lying to make a menace out of dissidents of the video and paint them in a more negative light. If you'd like to see an example of the same email, here is one that my friend The Right Opinion was sent, where he received limited ads on a video upon upload before he released it. He requested a manual review of it, and YouTube withheld their decision. I'm not sure how Jello or Brendan Blabber thought he could get away with doing this, but he thought wrong. I'm not sure if he expected that hiding his video would make all of this go away, but if there is one thing that he should have learned by now, it is that the internet does not forgive, and it does not forget, which many people have managed to learn the hard way. The issue isn't at all that he talked about politics, that's all fine and dandy. The issue isn't that he has opinions that I disagree with, because on a base level, some of what he's saying actually makes sense. The issue is his blatant dishonesty and how he uses things like guilt to manipulate people into doing what he wants. He also lost a small but notable amount of subscribers on YouTube for doing this. And when people pointed it out on his Tumblr and asked him if it was worth doing what he did, he says, I only lost 3,000 subs of like 1.43 million. That's like $3 of ad revenue. So yes. And you would think that he would say something about it being worth the sub loss because of the political movement, if that's what he really cared about in the situation. But here he simply says that monetarily he's fine, meaning that he would consider it to not be worth it if he were to lose some greater amount of money. Basically, he's saying that he only did this for money, and that's the only reason why he would take issue with sub loss. Not because of people disagreeing with him and fans realizing that he's dumb and disingenuous, but because he's concerned about money. This sort of muddles your political message. Also, saying that he only lost 3,000 subs discredits those individuals and further proves he doesn't care about the people that subscribe to him. If y'all remember the video from a few years ago that Casey Neistat made where he says, Hillary Clinton.
I will be voting for Hillary Clinton.
That was memed to death. Well, this video, in my opinion, is much worse because of how dishonest it is to his viewers, and especially how smug and cocky he acts afterwards to those who disagree. If you'd like to see any of the sources I used for this video, I'll have them linked in the description below. And if you would like to see Daft Pina or The Right Opinion, I've linked their channels there as well. I've been Turkey Tom, and until next time, don't make videos guilt-tripping people of different political opinions to support your own cause and making blatantly false statements to get people to agree with what you have to say. Have a nice day.
Say is love is pain.